Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lifecast with Ryan Lee. Your host is here, Peter Reeves, and apparently he lost his sponsorship to North Face. But today he's sponsored. But what are you sponsored by? What kind of shirt is that?
You see that? North Face. Come on, baby.
Oh, you are still sponsored by North Face. Look at that.
Always.
Man,
You know?
man, that's awesome, man.
North Face, everything. It's cold in Michigan, people.
You right. Well, so over the next couple of episodes, I wanted to talk about something that I think has been somewhat overlooked in 2020. I feel like 2020, most conversations have been dominated by COVID-19, politics, and race. And those are all very important conversations, no doubt. But I also believe that we've missed out on some other important conversations. And I think our overall health has decreased in 2020. I think the isolation, the quarantine, the social distancing, the not being able to go to church has had an impact on holistically on who we are. And so these next couple of episodes today, we're going to talk about how to take care of ourselves physically. In the next few episodes are going to be all around self-care. I got my buddy Daniel Young coming on the podcast to talk about some soul care, to talk about some mental health. He's a mental health coach. You want to stay tuned for that. But today, we want to look at how we take care of ourselves physically, because I know, obviously I wasn't mentally prepared to take care of my physical body in 2020. Being at home so much, I kind of had a health rhythm with travels and kind of meetings and kind of coming and going. But for some reason, bruh, at the beginning of the pandemic, Oreos was finding their way to my pantry. I scooped Pop-Tarts for the first time in like 10 years. Like I was just at Target just buying stuff. You know what I mean? Just eating.
Well, there was nothing on the shelves, bro. It was like, chicken. Okay, let's go grab Pop-Tarts. We good.
Like it was just like I was just eating just items.
Right.
And if I'm honest, I think a part of me was comfort eating, low key. Like I was like trying to, figure out what this new life was kind of looking like. And I don't know if I was stress eating, but bro, I was just eating.
Right.
And so I remember I ran every day in May and I gained like 5 pounds. Like, so even that wasn't like eating had to be another part of it. And I don't know if I was running enough. I don't really know, but all I know is that I want to bring back the conversation around self-care and how we take care of our bodies, because the impact of 2020 is still being written. The data is still coming in on how this will impact us for years to come. And I just believe that we have an opportunity now to take our lives back a little bit and do some things about that. So the reason I want to have this conversation with you about self-care and taking care of ourselves physically is because you done trimmed up, bruh.
Bro, I'm still
You trimmed up, Doc.
Tried. Anti-dad body. That's the movement.
Yeah. Bro, what were you at weight-wise, and where are you now?
Yeah, so at the heaviest I ever was in 2019 was 247. And right now, I'm sorry, 257.
257. That's a solid city block right there.
That is a solid city block. That's, hey,
right.
Go through the door first. I'll follow you after. That's a big boy. And, I'm talking about that dude could eat a whole roll of Oreos by himself, no milk. That's how you know big. Where you can eat Oreos and not even get thirsty because you got so much saliva. You just, Anyway, but so 257, and right now I'm 184.
Are you serious?
Bro, serious.
So what's the math on that? You lost, is that 73 pounds?
Yeah, like almost like 70 something pounds, yeah. And I'm still working, bro. Like I was in the gym at 5 a.m. this morning, man. Just still like I can never go back.
Wow. So I lost 19 pounds this summer. And I did that from an eating regimen that I could talk about in a little bit. But I almost don't want to talk about it because 19, I like to say I lost to COVID-19. But you, that's a whole nother.
Bro.
So, talk to us. How were you taking care of yourself physically?
So first of all, I had to realize, like I was one of those people that made fun of the people that were like, health is wealth. I was like, that's dumb. You're dumb. But then I realized like I'm a very ambitious person. I realized I would not be around if I kept eating and living the way I was living. I would not be around to accomplish all these dreams that I could think of. You know what I mean? And
whoa. We got to put a pin in that. What? That's massive. That what you just said, we have to be around for the dreams that we have.
Yeah.
Dude, that's big. It's a big deal. Because I don't think people think about that. I think people just dream. But what you just said is like, no, well, we have, for that dream to come to pass, we actually have to be around.
Yes.
Pull it off.
We have to be able to walk and still run and still be active and be so tired. And I felt myself, like I just let myself slip in the name of being ambitious, getting after what I was getting after, and then going into 2020. But for me, it was more about like, okay, I can't just make a decision that is going to cause me to fail. Like, that's it. I'm never eating Oreos again, and I'm eating salad for every meal. That's not going to work because that's not the type of person I am. When I'm going through difficult things, I'm making a ton of decisions. That's the one decision I'm like, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. It feels good. And so for me, it came in 3 phases. Number one was I just said to myself, I'm gonna cut my portion size down. I watched this documentary and I saw the correct portion sizes we were supposed to eat. And I go, I've never had that portion about that. That's a portion I give to my 2-year-old, not for me. And so that was the first challenge. And I did that for 4 weeks. And I lost a good amount of weight. I want to say like 14 or 15 pounds for a couple of weeks. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Like I lost a ton of weight doing just that. And then I said, well, like even though I feel better, I'm losing weight, I realized I wasn't drinking enough water. Really simple, right? So I compounded. Right. Like I learned even in 2019, the power of compound interest and the power of compound habits. You know what I mean? So I had, hey, I'm going to drink this much water every day. Did that for a couple of weeks, lost a ton of weight. And then I said, well, I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to start going to the gym and I'm just going to eat I'm going to try to do 3 salads a week. So again, small compound things. And it just off, dude. Like it was so easy. It's not hard to maintain. And even in portion sizes, I'm not going to lie and say I eat incredibly healthy. I take vitamins and supplements, but I eat whatever I want in regards. I portion it out, and I just I'm never eating over my portions. I'm, skipping meals if I have to a little bit, if I go a little heavy and crazy on it, but just taking my life back, bro. Because it's really, as a leader, it's really hard to convince people to be spiritually disciplined when you're not physically disciplined.
Wow.
It's like, bro, why would we believe you? You know what I mean?
Right.
We can't see, like, yes, when we hear you speak or say something, we can sense the efforts of your spiritual life.
Right.
But we're looking at your physical life. So you can't be as disciplined as you actually say.
Wow.
I don't know, man.
No, that's big, man. And the discipline thing, it's rhythm, and the pandemic knocked so many people out of their everything rhythm, workout rhythm.
Yeah.
Eating rhythm, and so finding that rhythm again is difficult. I remember my wife, she does plant-based, and I like meat. So her meals are good for her. But for me, I'm like, no, I need to do something. I need to do something else. And so the rhythm I found this summer that really helped me was Freshly.
Yeah.
So it's a meal subscription, and it's one of those deals where I get about 10 meals delivered to my house every single Sunday. And those are 10 meals I don't have to think about. And I do like a fruit or veggie drink every morning. That's like my breakfast. And I try to eat, I try and finish all my meals before like 5:30. So I try not to eat like late at night, heavy, like can go to sleep and my food has been digested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And drinking a lot of water. So yeah, man, I've this year more than ever, I think I started to feel my mortality. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you running and gunning, you like, oh yeah, we good. We can eat whatever. We can stay up as late as we want. We can order a pizza at midnight, you know? And it's like, yeah, no, I can't. I just can't do that anymore. So,
absolutely not.
So I've had to make some adjustments. So this month, right now, we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of a November to Remember, where we're on the Nike Run Club app, and there's a large group of us that are running 50 miles this month. And the reason that we're doing that is because November and December are the months that culturally we give each other permission to be unhealthy.
Yep.
And I'm not saying you can't turn up on Thanksgiving. I'm not saying you can't turn up on Black Friday. But if we can implement what?
Who's on Black Friday go, yeah, I need a stack right now. I'm waiting in these lines.
It's leftovers. You know what time it is. You know what time it is on Black Friday and Christmas and the holiday. Yeah. We all just kind of let ourselves go. And so I wanted to, again, my motto is this. If you can accomplish something great in a time where it's not culturally relative to be motivated to pull off resolutions, like around New Year's when everyone's doing it, if you can do it during a time when it's hard to accomplish a goal, imagine what you can do when everybody's doing it as well.
Right.
You can even level up. Yeah. So yeah, dude, it's fun. It also sucks. I hate running. But I love how I feel.
Right.
So I ran this morning and my hips started hurting. My knees started hurting. I'm getting these, I got ice stuff on my knees. I got massage guns that I'm just trying. But again, it's when you combine a decent diet. Does that make sense? Whether you're portion size and you're counting calories, you're doing a meal subscription, you're doing something. I just encourage people to be intentional about their diet. Yeah, not just to just wake up, whatever, but to just be intentional. What were you about to say?
I was going to say too, part of me getting the motivation to even start making the adjustments is when I started getting enough sleep. That is a huge part of it though, because your sleep, man, I didn't even realize, during COVID, we were watching anything and everything. I watched this documentary on sleep, like talking about how sometimes when your kitchen is dirty, that's what your mind is like. But when you sleep, right, it's like cleaning it out. And if you don't, it's like the equivalent of you can still function and live, but there's like dirty dishes in the sink, stuff on the counter. It's like clears your mind and like the waste matter in your brain. I don't know all the scientific facts about it, but I realize that when I'm tired, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to make bad decisions. I'm tempted to say things I don't really mean. I'm tempted to give myself more grace in areas that I don't actually need more grace in, specifically my diet. So when I started when I made a commitment, I'm going to get 8 hours of sleep, whatever that number is for you, that empowered me to go, okay, well, now I know, okay, I'm going to sleep at this time. So right when I made my bedtime 10 o'clock, that changed everything for me because I was probably about 10:30s when the Oreos start coming out, the ding dong, the cinnamon rolls. We got cinnamon rolls here. Look at the pantry. That's all that stuff started to happen. So that helped me tremendously. But also when I was up in the morning, I was motivated. And then the other thing, when I would get to the gym in the morning, like today, even though I don't want to eat healthy, I'm a little more motivated to, because I'm like, what was the point of that workout? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just spent all that time doing that. All these people just watch me sweat. I smell. I might as well figure it out today
Yeah. And that's a mindset. And that's the mindset I think people have to have, because there's times where I've ran and thought, oh, because I've done this, I have given myself permission. You know what? I deserve a treat for running at 6 a.m. Yeah. You know, one of my clients, they have this phrase that I just think is one, it's a great marketing phrase. Number two, I just thought when they said it, it just blew my mind. They said, you have to set your kitchen up for success. You have to set your kitchen up for success. And what they mean by that is, if it's in your house, you're done.
That's true. Yeah.
If you really can't say no to Oreos, if you really can't say no to Cheetos, okay, if you really can't say no, whatever you can't say no to, don't pull it off the shelf. Don't order it. Don't have it delivered. Yep. If sometimes that's half the battle of just, I can't tell you. My wife could tell you. I couldn't tell you how many times I've walked in the pantry looking for something sweet. Oh, I'm looking for a donut. Oh, I'm looking for an Oreo, some Frosted Flakes. I'm just looking for something sweet right around about 9:15. And I'm just looking in my pantry, just frustrated because it's just not there. I'm just looking for some cookies. I'm just looking for now. My wife will be the first one to tell you, we will slide over to DQ. We will slide over to Sonic. We will slide over to Andy's as a unit, as a special treat.
Right.
But not having it in the house has saved us tremendously. So anyways, folks, listen, me and Peter, we shared our stories. Not that you need to do exactly what we did, but I do encourage you to do something. It's time that we take care of our bodies, and we can't disregard that while having all of these other very important conversations. I think to take a line from Peter, we need you around for you to accomplish everything that God wants to accomplish through your life. God's got a plan for your life, and your kids need you around. Your spouse needs you around. Your friends need you around. If you're single, hello, your future spouse needs you to be around. I think that's a big deal. And so I think we've got to take care of ourselves. If you go to ryanleak.com, there is a resource there that kind of outlines my story of this summer of what I call losing my COVID-19 pounds, and kind of breaks down exactly how I was able to do that. So you can go to ryanleak.com, and there should be a pop-up that just pops up, gives that to you. If you're already subscribed to my email list, you probably are receiving an email right about now with that info too. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, next episode, my good friend and pastor Daniel Young is going to be on the podcast, and we're going to be talking about mental health, which is also a very, very big subject. He's a mental health coach, and he's got a lot of fantastic things to say. You don't want to miss that. Hey, if today's episode was helpful to you, if it added value to your life, I want you to share it with a friend. I want you to subscribe to Lifecast here on YouTube, here on iTunes, here on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you are listening or watching, you need to go ahead and subscribe, rate it, review it. And until next time, Peter, I'm going to Venmo you $20 so that you can go get yourself a strawberry shake from wherever you want, because you deserve it. All right, guys, I love you.
Go ahead and send that right now. Thank you.